There is a dream in my heart, a vision I do see. It is you soaring higher. It is me. We are free. Hearts open wide. It is time to decide to live in the light and in love to abide. Sing your song to Great Spirit, the song living in your heart. Don't be afraid to hear it. The feeling is where it starts. Hearts open wide. It is time to decide to live in the light and above to abide. There is a dream in my heart, a vision I do see. It is you soaring higher. It is me. We are free.
Good morning. I'm Jeff Chard. I'm part of the worship team. Want to welcome all who have chosen to be a part of this community on this snowy-ish December morning. We're here to support one another, to receive support. We're here for friendship, to receive strength from those ideas we share in common. We're here to celebrate those values we hold dear. May I encourage each of us to meet a new person or chat with somebody you don't know well during coffee hour this morning. That's how relationships start. The community that we share with one another. The relationships we build here are one of the most important parts of what we do, of why we're here. There are info forms that you can fill out under the clock on the back wall if you're new or recent, and that's how you can sign up for our newsletter too. And that's how we might be able to get to know you a little bit better, under the clock on the back wall. We will be decorating the church shortly after the service today, including the tree. Not a Charlie Brown tree, am I right? So please come and help us make it a more beautiful tree. Tammy says there'll be candy cane in it for you. How can you pass that up? Reverend Karen is in the pulpit here next Sunday. She will be back. She's been through a lot, so don't give her any bear hugs or anything. The following Sunday, December 22, is our winter solstice service. The Christmas Eve service will be at 7 p.m. Does anybody know if there's coloring this Thursday?
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Hey, the rainbow, okay.
What do you think, Chris?
Coloring for kids and grown-ups this Thursday 5 to 7? 5:30 to 7 p.m.
Yeah, and you can bring a project, you can bring embroidery, you can bring your crocheting, you can bring your mending, and, whatever. We take it into meditation, we sit for 15 minutes quiet, doing our thing, and then we go around and share, what did it feel like to be doing this thing together?
You can bring something to keep your hands or your heart busy. Lorraine calls this a creative connection. So come and make a creative connection to color. We are having a holiday party here, our second annual. If you've recovered from the last one, which was last year, come this Thursday, no, not this Thursday, come Thursday, December 19, the Thursday before Christmas, 6:30 was the time for last year, so we'll do it this year also. There were activities for kids. There was music for adults. Betsy Laporte will be here, trying to convince Bob Umidi to grace us with music. And anyone else who would like to join in musically on that Thursday, the 19th, please see me. Desserts. Yeah, so eat first, but don't eat dessert, okay? Come here for dessert. Amarillas are being delivered to those of us who don't come because we're shut-ins maybe. And Deb Hagenbuck, hi Deb, is back there, is coordinating. So we need people to plant them or harvest them next Sunday. What are we doing? Tammy? Tammy, why don't you come up? Come up.
So in the past few years, we've planted amaryllis. It started out as an activity in RE for the children. Intimidating. So what we're doing, it evolved last year. Reverend Karen suggested that we include those that cannot come to church for whatever reason. We can plant one for them and then drop it off. And Deb is coordinating the drop-offs, so we need volunteers for that. And next Sunday after church, we need volunteers, young and old, to help plant. It's a kit. It comes with the soil. It's very simple. We just need many hands because we have 15 people that are no longer able to come to church on a regular basis. And then any children that help out, we send them home with one. Asher's not here, but he must have about 5 or 6 of them because he loves to plant and he's been doing it for years. So we're looking for people to help with that.
Okay. And then we need people to deliver them, right? And that's where Deb's coordination comes in. All right, great. Hey, and maybe some of those people would come here if they had transportation. We're looking at that. We're wondering how we can get some kind of a ride initiative together, maybe a ride board. We don't know. If anybody has any experience with that, please chat with me. We'd like to do that. And yeah, Deborah.
Reverend Karen's looking for someone who would be willing to develop a ride board and monitor.
Yeah, I didn't want to startle people with all. Just if anybody can participate in any way or has ideas, that's what I'm looking for this Sunday, Deb. Thank you. We also have been discussing a beautification initiative. You may look around this and say, how could we possibly make it look any more beautiful? Well, that's what we want to know. And if anybody has any ideas, we will be meeting, we will be discussing. If you have interest, again, you can see me. I think that is everything. Reverend Janet Stemmer is with us this morning. Janet was a member of our church for number of years before she relocated to Syracuse. She has many friends here. I know that's why many of us are here. Reverend Janet brings compassion and her spirituality to her interfaith ministry, to her volunteer activities, to her services as a guest minister here at UU Utica. We welcome Reverend Janet this morning.
Thank you, Jeff, for that introduction, and thanks for the invitation to be here. I always look forward to seeing familiar faces. It's just a joy always, and to have an opportunity to put some words together and share them. So we look forward to that. I'm going to start with, speaking of words, with the chalice lighting, with the words of Lao Tzu. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. So today we're here to think about being present. Hurry up and wait, right? But being present. If you're at peace, you're living in the present. If you're living in the past, where are you? If you're living in the future, worried about what's next, oh no, where are you? And we're often in the future. Where am I going? Who will I see? What will they say? Will this work out? What are they going to do? Drive home, and you suddenly in your driveway, and you don't remember the drive at all. You weren't paying attention. You were up here. You weren't present. The spiritual teacher, I love it, Muji, says, you have never experienced the future you imagined. Think back, 10 years ago, did you expect to be as you are now? What's going on in your life? I'll tell you, 20 years ago, to say I was going to be a minister, I would have laughed. Nope, not me. 10 years ago, I would be in Syracuse as a chaplain. Nope, not me. But we never really, we have all these thoughts about what's going to happen, instead of just allowing it to unfold, to being present with it, to take one step at a time, go forward to what is presented, let it unfold. But we're always worrying about the future. So I hear Gurdjieff, studied a lot of his teachings for a long time, and he said, he was always about conserving his energy to the things that were important. So he would always say, when you're doing something that like foolish, he said, there's no profit in it, don't do it. So be here. It's a bad habit we have. Recently, even I was told there was something coming in the mail, and so each day I'd look a little closer as the mailman was to arrive, actually waiting. Did it cause it to come sooner? No. Were there other things I could have been doing? Yes. But we tend to go out into that space instead of being here. So there was that hurry up and wait. So today we're going to explore a few ways to begin to get out of this well-worn habit as we worship together today. So we start first with a hymn. Please stand as you are able in the gray hymnals, number 352. Find a stillness. I can be looking at them. And they can be looking at the screen, either way. Thank you, musicians. I'm so appreciative of the music you make. So our Together Time story for the children, and the children in all of us, which is, we always learn, mindfulness makes me stronger. Down in the park, all the children were running around except for little Nick, who was sitting on the ground. He was feeling sad and cranky. His day was pretty grim. Nick was missing all the fun happening around him. He didn't see the rainbow that appeared after the rain, or the white trail in the sky made by a passing plane. He didn't hear the ice cream van when it parked on the street, so he missed the chance to buy his favorite treat. Nick's dad asked, "Buddy, there's something wrong. It seems you've been in a bad mood all day long. Yesterday, my history test didn't go so well at school, and I was scared of the dentist, and that wasn't cool. Lisa asked me to her birthday party, and I like her a lot. And tomorrow is my game, tomorrow in the future. I'm worried I'll miss a shot." Nick's dad smiled. "Listen carefully to what I have to say. You can't change the events that happened yesterday. Instead, learn from the past and do what it takes to not keep repeating the same old mistakes. And don't worry about the things that haven't happened yet. You could miss all the nice moments which you might regret. Instead, think about what you can change right away. This will help you make your future better every day. Enjoy the present moments, the now, those that are happening right now. But how do I get rid of these troubling thoughts? How? Practice mindfulness, he says. Start with your breathing power. Take a deep breath through your nose like you're smelling a flower. Think of all your big feelings that are too hard to handle and blow them out of your lungs like you are blowing out a candle. Wow, I feel better, Nick said with a twinkle in his eyes. His father was glad. Wait till you see our next exercise. Jump up high in the air. Now do it a little bit more. Nick started jumping higher than he had ever jumped before. Now put your hand over your heart and feel your heartbeat. Nick could feel the energy flowing from his head to his feet. Now, you should pay attention to your 5 senses as well. Tell me what you see, touch, hear, taste, and smell. I see shapes in the clouds and hear rustling in the trees, he says. I smell fragrant flowers and feel the touch of the breeze. Nick's dad picked a berry that had ripened under the sun. Dad, it's so delicious. May I have another one? Nick began to enjoy nature the way he'd never seen it before. Wow, being mindful is cool and opens a whole new door. Little Nick had replaced the frown with a smile on his face. He now realized that the earth was a beautiful place. From crashing waves and squishy sand between his wiggly toes to the smell of fresh pastries and cookies teasing his tiny nose. Nick was grateful for all the little things that made up his days, from cuddles with his puppy to the warmth of the sun's rays. He was making memories from what he saw, felt, and heard. And he was glad to be present for his little sister's first word. All his worried thoughts were easily driven away, and Nick began to change the things he could that day. He started helping people paint their days in softer hues, because being mindful means being kind to others, too. I am helpful. I am strong. I can do it because I'm smart, I'm kind, and a lot of kindness lives inside my heart. I appreciate others and the things that fill me with glee. I believe in myself, and that is why I like to be me. The present is the place Nick has decided to live. He enjoys every moment and all it has to give. Finally, Nick is calm and his mind is bright and clear. He has found true happiness in the now and here. He no longer worries or is absent like he had been. Mindfulness makes me stronger, Nick says with a grin. So we can learn a lot from the children's story. We are all Nick, right? That is all of us. Did you see yourself? Yep. Life can be very busy, demanding, and then we add to that monkey mind. It says, instead of worrying about the past or going to the future, stop in the present, be here. Mooji, he does this great demonstration. It's a picture worth 1,000 words, you know. He says, here's your mind. And back here is you. If you want to be in your heart, if you want to be in the moment. But meantime, life is doing this and is doing that. So is your energy out here running around trying to keep up with all that? Or is your energy back here in your heart? If you're in the present, you're just watching this hand go by. It's like the TV in the background. Yes, you can notice it. You witness what's happening. But you don't have to be that busyness. It's really not who you are. It's what you see, what you can see. I heard Alan Cohen once say, he was a great author, great teacher, if you lived here, pointing to his heart, you'd be home now. If you lived here, instead of up here. This is always the longest journey from the mind to the heart. The heart is truly where we are. It's a matter of where you focus your attention. So right now, let's use the senses, as they say, in Nick's book. Right now, focus attention on your feet. Where are your feet? Do you know you even have feet? Focus your attention on your breath. Relax your face. Smile. And that just shifts everything when you smile. Relax your body in your chair. Let your chair hold you up. Sometimes we just sit so tensely in the chair, like we're not sure the chair is going to hold us or something, but really, you know, we need to relax. We tense so much. We spend so much energy, and there's no profit in it, as Gurdjieff was saying. We spend so much energy just tensing up and holding on when we don't need to be. And I always, you know, when I focus my attention on my breath and I go into my body and my feet, I can tell the difference in my eyes. Instead of my eyes being like out here, eyes settle back. I'm back in here. I'm in here. Little relaxation exercise is so useful any time of day. You stop for the red light, but remember the guy behind you isn't doing the exercise, so be sure when it turns green that you're ready to change. But these are wonderful things, you know, instead of being anxious, oh God, I have to sit for the light, or oh, I have to wait for the elevator, or this person is so in the grocery line ahead of me is so slow. Take that moment. When we all have those moments and wait for the elevator in the hospital all the time. Take that moment and be with it. Give thanks for that moment, a quiet moment, just to be there. Instead of always rushing, hurry up to the next thing. How you are now ripples out into your life and affects all those around you. If you're one of those that charges into a room all caught up on a mission, you can see it disrupts the whole room. If you walk in, peace in your heart, smile on your face, it spreads. I see this when I visit patients at the hospital, and I go in and I want to make sure that I'm at peace and I have a smile on my face so they're not thinking, oh my God, she's bringing me bad news. I learned that very quickly when the guy said, oh my God, the chaplain, am I dying? So you have to be aware of how you're coming across to that other person. Who are you in the world today? Are you bringing peace? Are you present enough in the now to even notice? Just walking through the grocery store, I mean, these are everyday things that we can think about to bring into our lives. Walking around the grocery store and coming around the corner about to bump into another cart, you know, and people are in there, oh, I got to get the groceries, got to get home, make dinner, they're all focused. Be the present one. Be relaxed. They come around, they're almost going to bump into you, smile. Don't say, I'm going to kill you, you almost hit me with that cart. Which is how some people react sometimes, like, oh, no. Smile. And it just shifts the whole thing. Watch how quickly the other person softens the minute you respond with a smile. These are just small things to bring into your day that bring us more present. It's such an easy gift, but if you're all caught up, maybe somebody else will smile at you. John O'Donohue says, we seldom notice how each day is a holy place. Each day is a holy place. Each moment is a holy place. We tend to not notice because we're so busy in our heads. Time slips by much faster when we're busy in our heads. All of a sudden we go, oh my goodness, it's 5 o'clock. Where'd the day go? Where were you? As Nick said, he was absent from his own life. So don't be absent from your own life. Always when you're more present. So someone tells you to meditate for 5 minutes. Boy, that's the longest 5 minutes of your life. So when we're in our heart, when we're more present, time shifts. Our perception of time. One of my favorites, the Vietnamese monk, Thich Nhat Hanh, is an incredible teacher of mindfulness. And there's lots of YouTubes if you ever want to look him up. Always slowing down, being present. He says, when you walk, you walk. Don't do anything else. When you wash dishes, you wash dishes. Where's your head? No, wash dishes. When you sit, sit. Without the mind running. I think he's got a YouTube, it's called Stop Running. My favorite book of his, Being Peace, just radiates that presence. He invites us to let go of the past. Don't run into the future, just be. Just be right here, right now. This is an okay place, right? We're in a good place, just being here, right here. There's no emergencies at the moment. It's a peaceful place. So I discovered in looking through some of my files that his monastery, Thich Nhat Hanh's monastery, Plum Village, has instructions on the Zen of dishwashing. So I decided to include those in my report today. It says, getting tired of washing the dishes? Find out how to go deep at the sink in the spirit of our teacher. Number 1, chop wood, carry water. Challenge yourself to realize that to wash dishes can be a pleasant and deep encounter with life in the present moment. For your dishes, right? Change your perspective. Challenge yourself to realize that to wash dishes can be a pleasant and deep encounter with life in the present moment. It's not lost time. Oh God, I have to be here and get these dishes done. It's not a chore. Oh, I have to do this. But to be there with life. This is life. Number 2, no striving. If you're washing the dishes just to get them clean and get on with something else, you haven't yet attained the Zen of dishwashing. Thich Nhat Hanh says there's only one way to wash the dishes. Enjoy washing the dishes. And this, this is dishes, but you can bring this into anything that you do that you consider mundane or you do not paid much attention to before. Release the tension while you're doing this. Notice how you're holding your breath or you've got tension in the jaw. Shoulders up tight. Hands squeezing the sponge like your life depends on it. Which muscles would you need to reconfigure to allow yourself to smile? Connect your mind to the present moment. And the feel of water on your skin. Be aware of that water on your skin. Have you ever noticed the water on your skin while you're washing dishes? Probably not. That's right. So release resentment, smile, be 100% bearing on what's happening right now. Check in with your body. Can you feel the soles of your feet on the floor? How's your back? Allow your body to participate in this activity. Connect with your ancestors, he says. Are these your father's hands you're scrubbing with? Your grandmother's? Who taught you to do the dishes? Did your great-grandmother have the joy of running warm water, sponges, soap, things we take so for granted? Oh. He says, see the galaxy in your spoon. Where does this metal come from? Or the glass? Or the clay in the plate? Do they put clay in plates anymore? What were its previous lifetimes? What was it before it was a spoon? Where will it be in 10,000 years? Connect with it. No mud, no lotus, number 8. As you scrape out the leftovers and throw away the peelings into the compost, if you have that, visualize the flowers that will nourish next year. 9, nourish compassion. Be gentle with yourself and the dishes. Transform it into an act of love, freely given. Touch gratitude for having food to eat, soap to wash, and loved ones still alive to make the dishes dirty. Especially, we just had our Thanksgiving, you know. As we get older, I get older, there are people that are not there at that table anymore. Give thanks for those that are there, and give thanks for those that were there. And number 10, forget all these points and scrub in peace and freedom. Be with the dishes. So, let's see. So we have a handout, and if someone is designated, I can email it to them, and they can email it to the rest of the people when I get home. That's the 10 points of washing the dishes, I hope. Because they're very simple things, and they can apply to anything that you do, any action in your life. Stop. It's so simple, people don't do it. It's too simple. And what does it accomplish, you know? It brings you back to the moment. It brings you back to now. It brings you back to the heart. Think about things that bring you to your heart. So when I'm at home and I'm petting my cat, I've noticed immediately I go out of my head into my heart. She's purring, and I'm just loving her. Things that bring you to your heart. And of course, the minute I stop, that she reminds me that I stopped or that I drifted off. She's a great teacher. When I lived in a spiritual community, we had a buddy system of sorts where we reminded each other in the moment when it was obvious the other was not present. We would say, one may be an imagination, kind of like but not. If you're looking, it's obvious when others are gone somewhere else. Hello, are you there? Right? We can see when people are drifting off in imagination. Means they're not here now. We can. If we have a kind buddy system, we might work it to be reminded. My teachers would say they could just see that energy just drifting away. Put a Post-it on the mirror. It says, be here. Or one over the kitchen sink. Where are you now? Or in your living room, stop. Be. But you have to change those frequently because we go back to sleep and we don't see them even though they're still there. Often in communities, they will have a practice of stop. The bell rings, and whatever you're doing, you stop. Stop thoughts, stop movements, just be. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the teacher decides. I think when I was a kid, we used to have a game. You'd run and then somebody would yell something and everybody had to stop, freeze, right? And it seemed like the longest time because you had to be present. And you couldn't do what the mind wanted to do, run around. We're always too busy. And so we need some of these tricks to kind of bring us back to ourselves. My teacher would say that all these moments, we gather them up like a string of pearls. And before you know it, you have this whole necklace, this beautiful necklace of moments. And as you remember to be present, your mood lifts. Actually, the fog lifts. And new possibilities enter in your habitual way of living. Instead of always doing things the same way, instead of going right, you turn left. You suddenly see a better way, an alternate way. But if you just continue in that imagination, the day kind of goes on autopilot. And you know, I always talk about autopilot. Don't. When we're on that autopilot, the days are the same as they were yesterday. But when we live from the heart, when we bring it back, when we notice each other, we notice the world around us, we notice ourselves, we see differently, we hear differently, and we are different. Nick's stories, in his children's story, discovers he no longer worries or is absent like he had been. We are absent from our own lives. We're just doing this. How do we see ourselves and others? Do we look with awe at each other? How special you all are. Thomas Merton said, if only people could realize that they are all walking around shining like the sun. So if you're coming from here, you notice things about other people. That they're peaceful, that they're shining, that they're bright. Thomas Merton, shining like the sun. There's a longing in ourselves for that deeper truth. Rumi said, what you're looking for is where you're looking from. And what you're looking for is not out here, it's where you're looking from. This presence that is in each one of us, behind all the concepts, behind all the thinking, behind all the memories, the light behind it all is you, that divine spark. But there's so much noise in our lives that we miss the simplest truth. We can rediscover this in our silence, right? Our song, our silence. And these are the moments that you can gather, in those moments when we stop. Accumulate those moments. When you have that whole string of pearls, then suddenly something will happen out of the blue. Those moments will open the door to a greater understanding of who you are, or at least shock you into realizing, wow, I'm more than I thought I was. One of my favorite quotes is from Rabbi David Cooper. He says, nothing is inconsequential. Every grain of sand holds amazing secrets. Each event contains mysterious messages. Every encounter with another being is a point of contact upon which the universe pivots. From this perspective, we come to the realization that every piece is integral in the unfolding of creation, including us. You are not inconsequential. I love when I find these writings. We were talking about, we find them on Facebook, you find them anywhere, everywhere, in a book that you're reading. And they catch me because they remind me that life is truly amazing. Poets and mystics remind us to take the time to see the stars in the sky. See each other. See ourselves. We have to remove the veil of concepts and just see. And don't let the mind tell you there's nothing to see. Be still. Look honestly. Be patient. Be present. And let the universe show itself to you. There's so much there. Blessed be. Amen. Next, we will do our hymn, number 1008 in the Teal book, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place.
when our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace, when our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see faces in each other's eyes, when our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace, when our heart is in a holy place, when we feel the story from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, and we hear our voices in each other's words, and our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace, when our heart is in a holy place, when we share the silence of sacred space, and the blood of our hearts stirs within, and we feel the power of each other's faith, and our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace, when our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place.
Your order of service says the meditation is Muji, but I found something that's hard to believe, better than Muji. But it was perfect for today. It's called Let There Be Silence. Let there be silence. Let there be reverence in your heart. Let all the sounds of earth flood over you and be heard, because you have known how to keep silence in yourself in order that you may receive that which only silence can make possible. Drop down your burdens on the earth and feel the strength of earth well up through you, flow upward from the ground, through bone and sinew into strength. Rest your heart in silence, and 1,000 songs you never heard before will pour into your ears. Throw open the doors of your heart to all, and as its invitation answer, find your heart will be full. And they who come will be filled as well. Let there be silence. Let there be reverence. Let there be welcome. And there will be wonder in your heart.
Hey, guess what's next? It's the offering. There's Barb Whitney with a basket. Hi, Barb. So, if you are able and motivated to support the good works of this church and this community, please take this opportunity to drop some folding money in the basket. I got one right here.
Every step is holy, every breath is life, every moment precious, when held up to the light, every heart connected the face of God. Grace has shown me every step is holy. Holy, holy. Everyone, every breath, every step is holy. Holy, holy. Everyone, every breath, every step is holy. Every breath is holy. Every breath is life. Every moment precious when held up to the light. Every heart connected, each the face of God. Grace has shown me every step is holy. Grace has shown me every step is holy.
Every step is holy. The divine is indeed everywhere. Wherever, whatever you may behold, it is all the divine's own form. May you discover the habit of seeing the divine, the light, whatever name you want to give that. May you discover the habit of seeing that divine in everyone. We extinguish the chalice now. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again.
I believe the order of service acknowledges myself and Barb Freeman, but we have a good group here today that I would like to acknowledge with Letty and Kim and Paul and Barb. And we've got the words to this song on the screen, maybe. And you'll see that it's a very repetitious thing. We'll go through the first stanza up on top twice. We'll do the second stanza twice. And then the fun starts and we start to combine them. So whatever you're comfortable with, you can sing at that point in time. Probably just the top lyric. It's called One Breath at a Time. We take one breath at a time. As I look in your eyes, take one step at a time. Walk in peace. We take one step at a time. As I look in your eyes, take one step at a time. Walk in peace. our hearts, in our souls. This is love, this we know. In our hearts, in our souls. This is love, this we know. We take one step at a time. As I look in your eyes, take one step at a time. Walk in peace. We take one step at a time. As I look in your eyes, take one step at a time. Walk in peace. We take one step at a time. As we look into your eyes, take one step at a time. Walk in peace. We take one breath at a time. As I look in your eyes, take one step at a time. Walk in peace. We take one breath at a time.